I have no idea how this is going to go, except that I know it's probably going to be good content. That's so limey, so limey. Hello Big Geeks, welcome to episode 2 of our deep dive into Juicy Dipper brewing. Just about got through that one. And that's probably the right vibe for this week because we've got a huge brew day ahead of us. Last week we went to Cloudwater, we got the inspiration for a margarita tinged double IPA, including lots of Motueka hops, which are these wonderful limey, lemony descendants of SARS hops from New Zealand, and we're going to be using that to add a bit of an edge so that our dipper isn't just another juicy dipper. So yes, it's all about those wonderful lemon and limey Motueka hops, and indeed the beautiful spicy orange Amarillo that's going to give us that Cointreau kind of hit that you get in a margarita. But what concerns me is the weirdness of the hopping regime. So I've got these guys. These are great, these are normal, I use these all the time. And I know that Malt Miller's hop quality is going to be great. They're also 2021 harvest, so they're bang fresh. I'm going to keep those in the fridge, the Motueka and the Amarillo, because they're just going straight in like normal. The weird thing is the two Lipsals that I have. So these are the Incognitos. They come in 15-gram little tubs from Malt Miller. They are incredibly efficient, but also incredibly sticky. I've been warned and I've watched videos of these things like sticking literally like glue. So the best thing I think is to heat them up just a shade, not much, that will help them be a little bit more flowable, and then to put them in and give a good stir and hope that it doesn't stick to the edge of the brewery, the grainfather, and does instead go into solution and we get all of that flavour. Okay, so it's time to mash in. Pretty hectic in here already. I've got my sparge heater going, my glycol chiller kicking off because we've got a secret beer in this one for content in a couple of weeks, and then I've got this trying to reach and then maintain 76.8 degrees, which is my strike temperature. Really high, really close to where you can denature those enzymes, but I need that so that when all the mashing in is done, the temperature is at 70, so I retain all of those unfermentable sugars that will give me the body for the beautiful beer that I am brewing. Now that is really high, 76, so just out of an abundance of caution, I'm going to be adding all of my non-diastatic malt, so all the stuff that isn't going to actually add any sugar and therefore can't necessarily get denatured, so that's all of the oats and the wheats that still smell delicious. So it's just beeped at me, and that means it's time. That's the golden promise. And there we go, there's that honey and biscuit aroma that I love so much. My original love of brewing came from growing up in a brewing town and smelling that every time I went out into the playground as a kid. And it never gets old. I'm mashing at 2.5 thickness. I want the benefits you get from a slightly thicker mash, but I'm not going too far after my horrendous experience brewing a pastry stout. Now after the, I'll say, tribulations of our pastry style brew, we decided that we wanted a better way to tell gravity. So I reached out to the amazing people over at Anton Parr who make the Easy Dens, which is a really quick, really easy and very technologically advanced way of working out the gravity of our beer, so the amount of sugar that's going into our wort, which obviously then leads to how much alcohol we're going to get. And this, you just get a syringe of the beer at the temperature that it was in there, put it in, it will chill down and it will measure it as it goes, and it's lightning quick at giving you a reading. It's incredibly accurate in that reading, and it's been an absolute game changer for me today. So I've known my gravity basically every 15 to 20 minutes when I've been bothered to do a reading, and known it pretty much instantly regardless of the temperature of it, which was always the issue with the hydrometer. So I've been able to watch it slowly rise and rise and rise to where it needs to be, and I'm happy to say that it is now where it needs to be. So we're going to get sparging, and if you're a home brewer, I do genuinely suggest, although it was given to us for free, I do genuinely suggest you get yourself an Easy Dens if you've got the money, because it is an absolute godsend. Alrighty, we're getting to the super exciting part, and indeed the parts unknown. Firstly, let's talk about our full hops. So we've got our Motueka and our Amarillo, both 2021 harvest, so bang, fresh, and I'm gonna get my nose in these and then weigh out some Amarillo because there's a little bittering addition. I wanted this beer to be a true New Englander, you know, really juicy, really thick, really full-bodied, pillowy, all that kind of stuff, but I cannot abide any kind of New England IPA that doesn't have some bitterness and some structure to that bitterness. A big whack at the back and something that tingle on the tongue. And you get that by putting hops in at the start and the end. Brewers, please do it. Right, so let's have a little look, or a little smell rather, of this Amarillo. Yeah, really oily orange and spiciness, like old-fashioned kind of thing. The cocktail. Not an old-fashioned style of beer. And now Motueka should be completely different. I'm really hoping there's going to be lots of lemon and lime and really fresh, like citrus rind, like something you'd find in a much more refreshing, longer cocktail. That's so limey, so limey. And with Motueka, I also occasionally pick up a little bit of sort of coconut or that kind of oiliness. Nothing on the level of like Sabro or Talus, but just a creaminess, a sweetness. Yeah, lemon, meringue and lime. Oh my God, that smells so good. So, you know, I'm really hoping this is going to be able to shine through. This is going in pretty big quantities in the dry hop because I really want it to be one of the last things that gets added, so it's absolutely there in the aroma, but a little bit is going into the whirlpool, along with these weird things. So these things I'm about to put into some warm water so that they're more flowable. So that's coming up in a little bit when the whirlpool happens, but first, let's get these Amarillo late hop additions in. Okay, so as the Easy Dens is telling me, I absolutely smashed my numbers. But from here on in, we're in the unknown. So this is entirely unrehearsed. I have never even opened one of these. I have no idea how this is going to go, except that I know it's probably going to be good content. So I've got, where have I put it? I've got it. Got it right here. This is going to be my trusty implement for getting this in. So let's open this. Genuinely nervous. Oh, okay. There's a lid on the lid. Maybe they need to be peeled off. Oh yeah, okay, yeah they do. Right, so off comes that. And off comes the next one. Craft brewing, home brewing are so weird. Right, yeah, I've already got it on me. So here we go. These are the two things. One's much lighter than the other. The Mosaic is much lighter than the Citra. Okay, not sure whether my syringe is going to work for this. I'm really not sure whether my syringe is going to work for this. So I think I'm going to draw up a little bit of wort, hopefully through it, and that will help it mix in. No idea whether that worked. Feels like it shouldn't, but everything that I read online also said it feels super weird. You add almost nothing to a giant pot of liquid, but it definitely helps. Okay, is that my fingers or is that the beer? Oh my God, that's the beer. It smells absolutely the hoppiest thing I've ever smelled in my life. Right, I'm gonna get this in and then start the time for the 30 minutes. Okay, that's the Motueka and the Amarillo. And now we'll get that whirlpool going. Alrighty, so it's transfer time. My starter has been going for 24 hours and is looking absolutely marvelous. And smelling real delicious too. I like apple sours. So that is now primed to go in. I'll just keep that cover on for a little bit longer. This has been a very chill brew day, which makes me incredibly nervous. Just check that the valve's closed. Yeah, I mean nothing's gone wrong. Even the extracts were relatively easy to deal with. I don't trust this for one second. But hey, smells good, tastes good, hit my numbers. Didn't get covered in hop oil and rub it in my eyes, so that's a win. I'm gonna have a beer, and then I'm gonna, well, an IPA, and then I'm gonna have a dipper. And then hopefully I'll wake up in about 7 days' time and dry hop this thing. Cheers.